Hi, my friends, how are you doing today? So, I'm back again to share the things that I learned from Reza Teasers. Who the F did I marry? Okay. Again, I said I appreciated Reza Teaser for sharing her experience with Mr. Legion and what I the way I'm looking at that story is it is packed with a lot of it has a lot of lessons and blessings in these guys. And some of the lessons I learned from going through the 50 podcasts of that lady's testimony, or should I say experience, I learned a lot of things that I have added into my toolbox. Already I some are already in my toolbox, but now I know that they are good tools, so I'm gonna like hold on to them very well. And also I added new ones into my toolbox and I thought I share. That pathological path. Oh my god, this word is like a tongue twister for me. Pathological liars tell lots of lies with extensive details, unnecessary details. And why telling these lies with extensive details? They are so dramatic and these stories are highly unlikely. They are not chronologically. Some of them are they don't make sense. They just like to hear the sound of their voice, even when they are not making any sense. And while they are talking, they appear so anxious. And if you happen to confront them with a story that doesn't make sense, they become very defensive. Very, very defensive with this kind of how dare you question my story? How dare you tell me or try to insinuate that my story does not make sense? So when you see that kind of body language, it is time to step back and watch out for more signs. And the more you question them, the more you ask for clarification, the more the story is changing. For example, it may sound like something like the elephant was chasing the mouse, and then the mouse started climbing the tree. And then when you question, they say, "Excuse me, did you say the elephant?" They said, "No, actually, it was the antelope that was flying to chase the bee." And the more you ask more questions, the more they confuse you, the more they confuse you, and the more you listen, it's like they will just be taking you where you don't know. They just like to lie about something, even when there is no reason to lie about them. Just lying for no reason. It's like a habit they have formed. And if you finally, succeed in catching them, they are unconcerned. They don't feel any perturbed. They don't feel any guilt. Remember when Riza Teaser, doing her story, so she said one day she summoned the courage to, I think that was when she had made up her mind. And I think that was on Mr. Legion's birthday, is it June 17? July 17, June 17? I don't, if you have watched the podcast, you know what I'm trying to talk about. So she has already made up her mind. She has had enough. And then she decided to confront Mr. Legion with some of the lies. And then when she asked one of them, according to her, she said Legion just kept a straight face, as in unconcerned face, like as if to say, so yeah, I lied. And so, that kind of appearance. They don't seem remorseful when you catch them lying. And even after catching them, and maybe you decide to just like, what, let me just let you fool yourself, just lie and lie in peace. They feel that sense of achievement. There is this ego, there is this high, there is this, you know, self-esteem raised, that oh yeah, I succeeded in deceiving him, or I succeeded in deceiving her with my lie. They feel that they have achieved something. Sometimes these pathological liars, even if when their lie kind of want to make sense, what I mean, chronological sense, most of the time it's not their story. They're actually stealing somebody else's story. Remember when Riza finally had a time to talk with Legion's, is it Legion's uncle or brother or the person? She said, Legion was pretending to be talking over the phone on a daily basis. And the man finally gave Riza the true picture. And I said, Legion is a twin. that he's actually telling you the life story of the twin. So it was actually the twin that has a better life. The twin is a VP, he has money. So Legion was living the life, was actually kind of portraying the lifestyle of the twin brother. So pathological liars, even when they say something that kind of want to make sense, it is somebody else's story that they are stealing in order to pretend that they are the ones. So watch out so that you are not drawn into that pit that they are trying to draw you into when they are telling you a story that kind of makes sense. Always investigate, always ask for proof. Remember, proof of fund. And they will usually act in ways that don't match their words. What they are saying and their lifestyle, they don't match. Get what I mean? And Riza was highly disappointed when the reality of this finally hit her. That was when she was like, who the F did she marry? The person that wanted to buy a house of $700,000 of house is the person that is now living in a car, and she offered a $6 worth of nugget for the guy to eat. You see, so they don't match. So when you come close to people and what they are saying is not matching with what you're saying, and they are not able to give you that proof of fun kind of situation, it is time to step back. Don't encourage pathological liars. Another area I want to go into is, and let's, as parents, don't train or don't raise another pathological liar. I mean, we've had enough damage with Legion and Riza. So this is the part I want to really admonish parents now. Now pay attention to your parents. Pay attention to your children, because pathological lying is just a disordered thinking pattern or belief. And sometimes the people think that it is related to the brain function. They say pathological liars that their brain looks different from other people's brain. When your children, watch out these signs in the life of your children. When your children are telling you stories, ask for proof. If they kind of are telling some kind of lies, please stop and caution them, because pathological lying starts from low self-esteem. That's where it starts, because they want to portray who they are not. And that's a sign of low self-esteem. That's a sign of, I don't love myself. So we can correct these things from home. If a child fails, it's okay. Embrace that child. Really, what does failure mean? Failure means first attempt in learning. So don't, beat the confidence or the ego of your children because they failed the first time. Encourage them to learn, and that's how you build their ego. Because pathological lying is actually a low self-esteem situation, like I said before. So let's not breed more legions. We've had enough legion that has caused enough damage, and there are so many legions already in the society damaging a lot of people emotionally. So we don't want to raise more. Hence, I'm sharing what I have learned. So let's help our children, the ones that are coming. Unfortunately and sadly, there are still more upcoming legions in high school, in their primary school, but we can't stop them today. If a child feels embraced, and even as a parent, don't be afraid to be vulnerable before your children. Show them how you have, tell them how you have, show and tell them how you have failed before and how you were able to pick your bits and pieces to stand back again. Don't always give this impression that as a parent you're perfect, you are always coming first, you are the brightest in your class. Those are not, you and I know that it doesn't exist. We have failed before, and it is even from the failure that we were able to become better human beings today. So let them don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Teach them that life is about failing, standing up, not giving up, not stopping to attempt, and we will get to that success. Okay, I will come back again to share more things that I have learned, and why I'm sharing also, I want us to also look inwards and see that we can help to stop more pathological liars from growing, as less as we can reduce them. Thank you. Bye bye.